All right. Welcome back and welcome to another episode of Courageous Exchanges. I'm Joy.
And I'm Alex.
And as you can tell, we are not physically together today. I am at home in Georgia.
And I'm here in good old Harlem.
And I feel like there's been a lot going on. And then maybe some days it feels like nothing is going on. But we weren't able to get up in time for the next set of episodes, or this episode rather. And so here we are trying something new. We'll see how this goes for the times that somebody can't get on a flight. One thing I do know about me is I never know where to look. So if you watch this and my eyes are like because I'm not sure where to look. Do I look at myself? Do I look at Alex? Do I look at the camera? So yeah.
Yes, we have definitely been busy, and I think we starting to realize, the amount of coordinating that it takes for us to, me to get down to Georgia or for you to get up to New York. But we didn't want to stay away for too long. So we said, let's be creative and think about a way that we can come together and chat a little bit about what's been going on. And
How have you been?
Oh, I've been okay, actually. I feel like at this point of the year, I always think of things in a school year's perspective. Even though I no longer work in a school, I'm always thinking of things in that calendar. And so we're winding down. So I have a lot of commitments that I'm trying to fulfill to all of the schools that I serve, which has been a great undertaking. It's a blessing.
Congratulations to you. You said, I'm going to start this business. And you were like, I don't know. And look at you out here killing. Having to turn people down is a huge deal.
Yeah. Like, I can't even believe that it's been a year since I launched my business. And now I am literally scrambling to serve all of these folks. But it's a blessing.
Yes.
And it's forcing me to think a little bit bigger about what my next steps are. So that's kind of like the big thing that's going on for me right now. Just super, super busy with work.
Yeah.
What's going on with you? Don't do that.
I'm like, absolutely nothing. What's going on with me? I've been getting, and I think we're gonna get more into this later. I've been getting a lot of confirmation, reaffirming messages that I am playing myself right. Yeah, I got a part-time job to just kind of have extra money because there's things that I want to do. I keep saying I'm trying to pay off some debt. I'm trying to get my finances right so I can feel responsible and I'm making good choices financially. And there's been some days that I'm there or I'm getting ready to go there and I'm like, oh my God, I'm having the Sunday scaries again. Or I'm like, I don't want to go to work tomorrow. And I feel like I'm having that more often now. And I almost feel like it's just, I don't know if it's God telling me, I'm making you uncomfortable because you have a plan. Yep. And are you following the plan? Yep. So yeah, I'm just in this space of all right, God, I hear you, I see you.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
So again, I keep talking about taking the ideas that live in my head out and doing something with them. I've been having conversations. I've been meeting people. So that's really it. Trying not to trying not to get so consumed with the thought that I don't then do the action.
Yeah. It's a season of really stepping back, I feel like, and reflecting. And I feel like that can be difficult because with that comes some responsibility to some steps. But it's exciting too, have a lot going on, and you have a lot of opportunities, and we
Yeah.
both do, and that's such a blessing.
Mhm.
It's funny because I even think about like us starting this project
Yep.
and like, wait, when did we start? Did we start in?
February. Our
Wow,
first episode aired in February. Yep.
that's crazy.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's
Yep.
crazy to think again, like taking that step back and looking at like where we started just a few months ago. I
Uh-huh.
remember the first time we sat on the couch and like how nervous we didn't know how to start. We didn't know what we were gonna say.
No, we were just out
We
here
didn't know
like,
where to
let's start a podcast.
look.
Because the idea, I mean, I know like you had been on my podcast, but we remember I was in New York and we were at Corner Social
Hmm.
and we were like, we should have a podcast and we're going to name it this. And we just talking shit. And then it was
Yes.
like, so remember that conversation? Are we going to
Hmm.
really start this podcast? And here we are.
It's
How
amazing.
does it feel to you? Like this is your first time doing this.
You know what? I feel like this season, ever since like the start of 24,
Mm-hmm.
a lot has happened on the personal side, just like, different things with family and things like that. But like, I feel like I've been pushed a lot to step out of my comfort zone and to really lean into my talents, some of
Yes.
my skills, even like with this, being comfortable on camera, being like, able to talk and like be myself and show more of my personality. Like it's something that I wasn't I think I was ready for it, otherwise I would not
Uh-huh.
have agreed to it, but I had no
Yeah.
idea how it was going to translate into other parts of my life. Like
Mm.
honestly speaking, I think that this project helps me at work
How so?
because
Ooh.
I'm so much more comfortable speaking to people about
Uh-huh.
both formal and informal topics.
Mm.
It's made me like be able to kind of take a minute and be a better listener because I, have a tendency to talk quick because I'm a Sag and that's what I do and I'm direct
Uh-huh.
and I'm
Uh-huh.
impatient. But like this kind of forces me to slow down and listen more. Well, one,
Okay.
a skill that a goal that I had set for myself is to like stop and listen more than I talk.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm seeing it like today. I did like a day full of workshops and trainings and all of that. And I could feel like my Alex Courageous Exchanges voice coming through during like my work, conversations too. And I was like, oh, this is kind of like cool. Like everything's kind of starting to flow together. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah,
That
it's,
sounds like you are in alignment.
oh, I feel very aligned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very, 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 very aligned, which is such a
Nice.
blessing. Such a,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
That's so cool. Cause you know, I've been doing podcasting for a long time. Being on the camera is different. I mean, I've been on other people's podcasts on camera. I've done other things on camera. But being like, you can go look and watch several YouTube videos that have my face was
Yeah.
like really intimidating for me. But I'm really excited that we did this and that we're doing this. It's not over.
Yeah.
I feel like when you say did, people are like, wait, wait a minute.
Mhm.
That we're doing this and that I've loved to see your growth and like how you've just gotten so comfortable. I mean, I think about like the first few episodes, even some of the ones that we never put out,
Yes.
and just like you like were very like hello, and I was like, I have to be serious because Alex is being serious. But
Mhm.
then getting like in this like, well, we're just being us. We're just having our regular conversations.
It's
Like
true.
that's
It's
just
true.
so. So
And I
I'm
think that
excited.
that comes with just practice and just doing it over and over again. And I think that the way that we recorded our first few episodes was like on steroids, right? Like we got in there and we were recording 3, 4 at a time.
Yep.
But if you take a look at the second batch of episodes, you can see the difference.
You can. You
You
can.
know?
You can.
And
Yeah.
then look back at our lives that were happening kind of in between that. I just feel like it's such a beautiful like portfolio of like
Yes.
our
Yes.
growth.
Portfolio.
That's a work word.
I like that. It's a portfolio.
But essentially it is like you
It
could
is.
see like our work develop from the beginning or our project developed from the beginning to where we are now. And I just think like, wow, I'm really proud of what we're doing.
Yeah. I'm proud too. Thank you for doing this. Like Like I people have asked like, "Oh, would you like have a co-host?" And I'm like, I don't know, but this has been a fantastic experience.
So much fun because we're just having a regular conversation we would be
Literally, and we just recorded it.
So it's actually fine.
It is. It's really just our conversations on life.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Okay. Some of the feedback that I've been excited to get
Mm-hmm.
has been pertaining to you and how the girls are really excited and they feel seen that there is a Haitian American woman sharing their experiences because I don't know if there's not enough
There's
people
a lot of
talking
us
about
are in
it,
therapy or need therapy.
but the Haitian girls have been like,
The Haitian girls
"Oh,
need
you know
therapy.
it too? Oh, it's happening in
Man.
your like you know this stuff too. This is happening for you and
Yeah,
the people you know too." So I think it's great for platforms and people
yeah,
to give voice and language to experiences that other people might feel very alone in.
it's true. And I think it's so powerful to have a platform where you can be candid and vulnerable and share some of your experiences, knowing that there are people out there that are in the midst of that right now. If you could help
Mhm.
somebody, or just you could help somebody just by saying, "Hey, I'm experiencing that same thing right now."
Right,
You know,
exactly.
and I think that especially as Haitians, a lot of the time we're taught to suffer quietly,
Mm,
um, or whatever we're feeling isn't that bad,
mm.
or that you deserve whatever it is that you're getting for whatever reason.
This is
And
scary.
so we want to. I mean, I want to get to a place where I can make some connections with people that are having similar experiences, and
Mhm.
we can laugh about it because some of that should be funny, but also create community around it too. 'Cause it should be backwards.
I mean, like that was a real thought and conversation. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, like okay, cool, cool, cool,
yeah.
cool,
I
cool,
always
cool,
tell
cool.
you, you need to do a case study.
Look, if I ever go back to get my PhD, I'm so curious because it's not like it's just you. It's not
Mm-mm.
like I've met so many people, and I'm like, y'all literally like I almost feel like it was like, okay, you are having a baby. Here is the
Mhm.
Bible of like the things that we do and we say, and I feel like people follow it to a T,
That's
and I'm
right.
like,
That's right. And it's wild because there are so many things about the way that we grow up that are beautiful, and the way
yes,
that we think and the way
yes,
that we do things that are beautiful, and that are really also difficult to explain why we do them that way. It's just the way that we do them. And I love that, and I do think that's a big part of who I am and how I operate in the world,
yeah,
being a Haitian woman, right? And
yeah,
what I've been taught and what I've seen and what's normal to me.
hmm
However, comma, two things can be true at the same time.
that's
And
a
some of
fact.
that shit is backwards, and we're not taking that to the next generation.
And that's the thing. That's the thing
Yeah.
is like this. I feel like for you, for me, for people who watch it, will break curses
That's right.
because I think again, I think having language to something, being
Mhm.
able to identify and reflect on something, is so huge in just being like, I don't have to do that way just because
Yeah,
it's always been done that way, or like that actually doesn't really feel good to me, so it's not something that I want to continue. So exciting.
exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
excited.
And I know that you have been, speaking to a lot of people, just like in your work and in, the other areas that you are active in as well. And you've been getting a lot of feedback, even about, some of the topics we've been covering,
Hmm.
even folks like wanting to reach out to contribute a little
Yes,
bit.
yes. I love when people are like, I want to be on, and I'm like, and we can talk about this, or like
Mhm.
I'm having like a random conversation, or like just like catching up with somebody. I was catching up with somebody, I want to say last week, and we started to get into something. I'm like,
Yep.
I don't want every conversation to be
Yes.
like this could be a podcast episode. However, this one,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
was like, maybe you could come on, and they're like, just have me. I'm like, all right,
That's amazing.
because I mean, it's just we know what we know. You know what you know. You know what you've experienced, and it's so wonderful and beautiful to get to like connect with people and learn and grow. Because I honestly, genuinely feel like us, the people that we know, want to do better. Like
Yes.
I feel like we just want more. We want to be healthier and happier in
Mhm.
all senses of that. Okay, New York City, New York City, and
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all.
okay. I'm
It's
like,
you become desensitized. I'm like, I didn't even hear it.
and I know if I still lived there, I wouldn't have even. But I'm like, that's a siren
Yep.
because I don't hear those. It's always like that.
Yep.
But yeah, I really feel like there is this huge shift of like I just want to be my best self.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I like want the best around me, whatever that looks like for people. So
Mhm.
it's exciting that like we get to have these conversations about that stuff because people are bringing it up and people are like saying like somebody the other day sent me a text message and they're like, because I'm about their paparazzi era. And at first I was like, what are you talking about? Because
Wow.
they were like something I'm about to be on my big paparazzi one. And I was like, huh? And I was like,
Oh,
oh,
see? Isn't it wild when you think about the fact that like some of like the things that we're saying and sharing, like
yeah,
it's really like sticking with people and
it
people are
is.
connecting with it.
It
That's why
is.
I think like being courageous enough to use our voices or to give voice to so many of these topics is truly like helps us, but it
Mm-hmm.
also like creates community, which is what we
Mm-hmm.
said when we started all of this,
Yep.
is that we wanted to be able to create community and spaces for folks to have these sorts of conversations. And so
Yeah.
that's amazing. We're doing good work.
We're doing good work. Shout out to you.
Brain. My teacher crew, y'all know what this means. It's your brain.
That's a school thing.
Yeah.
Somebody did that. Kiss your brain. I was like, I don't understand what you're trying to
It's
tell
your
me.
brain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's school lingo.
We don't do that in the social work counseling side of school. It's like, tell me what your brain is thinking and feeling. But kiss your brain also makes sense too for a
Yeah,
child,
yeah.
or an adult. So in thinking about community and thinking about like it's been what, this is episode 7.
Mhm.
Um, what are your thoughts on this is just throwing it out there. What are your thoughts on us like connecting with community in person? Like whether that's like
Oh boy,
us,
here go another project.
not saying a tour, not
Okay.
saying a tour, but like a meetup, like an event or something like that. Would you be interested in that?
Well, I think it's real funny that you're gonna ask me this now in front of all these people.
Not in front of all these people. like when your mom's like, don't you say your friend over here
Yep.
asking can you spend the day. Because you know your mom's not. I know my mother would not say no to somebody else. She definitely would tell me
Exactly.
no. She'd be like, and why did you even ask me that? You can say I'll think about it. You ain't gotta give me no
I
answer.
think no, actually, I feel like if the interest is there, then
Mhm.
I'm totally open to it. I would be curious to see what the interest is, though, and then, like
Mhm.
if folks want to come out, and then we could think of a creative way
Okay.
to do a link up for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
let me see. Do y'all want to do that? Like I want to know.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if you are watching this on YouTube. Let us know in the comments if we had some kind of a something. Would you come? And
Mhm.
again, it's not like we at some point might have a tour, but we're or not. Okay, you looked at me like what? What?
Let's take one step at a time. All right. We got
Wow.
other things to talk about.
All right,
She always want a project.
we're gonna put it in the parking lot. I do always want a project. You know why I want a project?
Why?
Because I feel like those kinds of things are the things that make me excited. I feel like, in talking about working and podcasting and all of that, I feel like these are the spaces that I feel the best. I feel like I am showing up as my best self. Even I mean, it's like podcasting and therapy. Then it's like work, which I'm not saying I don't show up as my best self. I do what I gotta do, but it's harder to want to show up
Yeah.
versus like for these things, it's easier. Or like, oh, I want to plan an event, or oh, I want to go to an event. Well, maybe not go to an event. Sometimes going out feels like but you know, like I feel like my again, there's been a lot of like my or I'm having 14 conversations in my head, and so now it's not making sense. Okay, let me slow down because that's what I need to work on too. On Saturday afternoon, my church had an event. It's called Change Her, Remodel Her event. It was a women's like conference. And my pastor's wife, her name is Shamika. She's the first lady. She was talking about how she was going through something and like was praying about it, and God like sent her a message. And then she said she felt like she kept hearing that message throughout the day, throughout the week. And she was like, I call it little winks from God. So I was like, I feel like I've been getting winks from God from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The constant message that I've been getting is like, you were built for this. You have all that you need to do the thing. You just have to be the one to get out of your way. There's no one, as far as I know, I feel like I have a lot of support or like people rooting for me, whether they like say it to my face, like how you would, or behind the scenes. So it's not that anyone is saying Joy can't do these things. Joy just doesn't do the thing.
Yep.
And it's not that it's also not that I don't believe that I can. I think I just get stuck in the like idea to fruition process.
Yeah.
Like and maybe that's the thing is maybe I just need to find somebody who does that piece of like, let me tell you the idea and then let me show up on the day of it.
Yep.
I think I get so stuck in that I get almost like debilitated in a way.
Yeah, and I think that's really something that a lot of people probably deal with is like going from idea to fruition and then getting stuck in some of the nuts and bolts of that idea coming to fruition.
Yeah.
Point where sometimes you get so jammed up that you never actually get to see that end point, right? And I think that there's always this dance between like, am I going to see this thing all the way through, or where are the areas that I need to really, really drill down and focus so that it gets done, because this is my skill set and this is what I'm super good at.
Right.
And this is what's most important to the end product. And then hand that other stuff off to somebody else. Yeah. It's hard though. There's a certain analysis paralysis where where you just sit there and spin your wheels, and the next thing you know, you've run out of energy, you know?
Right. Or then you've convinced yourself just not to do the thing.
Exactly.
Because the reality of it is like life is still happening, things are still happening. So then you get busy with something else, and now it's a distraction from your actual goals.
It's true. It's so true.
But my pastor said that I wrote it down. I write notes because I don't remember stuff. But he said, no, should I have had my notes pulled up? Probably, because then that would have been easier. But he said, no. Wait. Where's my note? It was okay. Purpose is the only thing that will fulfill you. Stewarding your assignment means stewarding your soul. Purpose is the only way to have the joy of the Lord and to be happy. And I was like, yes, because again, I'm not saying that I'm unhappy. I just know that there's more that I could be doing. I almost want to say more that I should be doing. But I know that I have to do things that I'm passionate about and like that feel like they are part of my purpose. And it's interesting when I talk to people, so I'm having a conversation with another friend, and she's like, I can't get into the stuff that's my purpose work until I am in a better place financially. And I was like, and I feel like that's how I got here. And I think that that's probably a lot of people. I mean, I have conversations even with like clients who are like, work shouldn't be enjoyable. Work is work. Like, you
No.
just got to get a paycheck. And I was like, I think that's where I struggle in being like, I want the things that I'm doing to be things that I enjoy, to be things that I feel like are fulfilling to me.
Yeah. And I do think that there's this again some balance in between the two, because I know you and I have had this conversation too, and I've always said, like, one way when I was in that space, kind of, and I think even today, like, I still kind of am, is that, like, I always look at this as a means to an end. Like, I'm doing this because I'm using it as a vehicle to do the
Right.
thing that I really need to do. That's more aligned with my purpose.
Right.
I think that has worked for me, because not only have I been able to think that way, but then I've been able to tailor all of my moves so that they are 100% aligned with where I'm going.
It's very roadmap.
Yes, very, very. And I think that level of intentionality, once I realized what my purpose was as far as my professional life goes, then I was able to create a very, very clear road towards that. But I think that it takes a minute to kind of figure it out,
How do you feel like you got there?
I feel like, it's funny because I remember you and I were having a conversation a while ago. We may have been maybe in Chicago or something like that. And you said to me, and I didn't even realize it, but you told me that I told you that I wanted to be a consultant.
You told me this when we first met. Maybe not first, but like we were at that other place.
Yeah. And like, I knew that I was always intrigued by the position, but
you had a name and everything.
Yeah, but for some reason I don't like. It had many different iterations. Like, the name that it was back then is not what the name it is now, and I think that I was still kind of crafting what it was, like what it was going to be. And now here I am, and it's just like, I can say that my purpose back then, even though I had said I wanted to be a consultant, wasn't as clear. I knew it was something I wanted, but I didn't know all the nuts and bolts. And even right now, I don't know all the nuts and bolts. I'm still learning as I go.
And the thing is, like, it also can grow and change.
Exactly. And I think that right now, having worked in schools for so long and having, been a school leader, I now realize that all of that work was preparation for what I'm doing right now, because I use all of those skill sets that I've been using for the past 20 years every day almost, right? And so I'm grateful that essentially I don't know if my purpose developed like when I became an educator, or I just kind of always knew that that's what I knew. I always wanted to, I was always intrigued by teachers and education and school and that sort of thing. But I wonder, like, how I became so aligned and so in it. Like, I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else, right? Like, anything.
And you're really great at it.
I enjoy it, and I think that's probably why I think I'm good at it, because I enjoy it, So yeah, I just kind of got here, but I know now that when I reflect back on the past 20 years, I understand how I got here. I'm like, oh, this was all developing in real time, and I didn't even realize what the plan was until now. And now I'm like, oh shoot, well, what's the next 20 years going to look like? If I couldn't even imagine where I am now, what does the next 20 years look like? I hope it's still serving in some way.
And a little bit of retirement.
And a lot of it.
That's where we're going next, is retirement.
I think it's developing. It developed over time, and then it like really took for me to go into leadership, to step back and think about what I wanted my life to look, sound, and feel like. And I started asking myself that question a lot in the last 2 years of my career. And that's how I started to really refine my role that I'm in now.
Awesome.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about what you're thinking. I know that we're, developing a little bit around purpose, but we know that, we're in this season. What are some of your thoughts around your purpose right now?
Yeah, so I think I think social work and being a giver,
Mm-hmm.
taker, carer of her, space holder. Like I feel like people tend to feel really comfortable and
Yep.
safe with me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Sometimes I feel like, oh, I don't try. It just happens, and people are like, oh, I'm gonna tell you my life story, and it's an honor, and it feels like such a privilege because people don't just tell everybody
Yeah.
everything. So I don't take it for granted at all. But I think holding space for people is part of my purpose.
Mhm.
I think there's another part of my purpose that in like this, which I think I know, which I not noticed, but recognized in starting podcasting in 2018 is again giving like voice and language and almost permission for people to like feel how they feel, um, to grieve how they grieve, to like have relationships how they have relationships. I think that is part of it. Is like, and I don't know if that's again is that sharing space or creating community or if that's just allowing people to feel seen and heard.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a huge part of my purpose. I also think a part of my purpose is like having fun. I
Yes.
think like the thing that sometimes is hard about when I think about it in the professional realm in the terms of like what I guess sometimes what I feel like profession can like block people in is that it has to be like serious.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'm just like, I enjoy a conference. I enjoy a workshop. I enjoy learning things.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to just talk shit and like
Mm-hmm.
do hood rat things with my friends.
Mm-hmm. And I,
Um, and nothing's wrong with that. And I like want there to be more space that I'm cultivating and creating that.
mm-hmm.
Um, like I know people got to get CEU, or at least social workers have to get CEUs,
Mm-hmm.
and like want to do some of the work that I do, and I don't mind, and I do it. Like I get on a call with somebody, I'll get on a Zoom with somebody. I have no problems with those kinds of things. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't always want to talk about therapy and social
Yeah.
work. And like, there's so many other parts of me that I feel like I don't want to be boxed into that again because I really enjoy just like being joy and doing her red things with my friends. And so
Mm-hmm.
I think part of my purpose is has been also allowing social workers, especially Black social workers, see that you can be professional and have natural hair and a nose ring and tattoos and curse
Mm-hmm.
and have a podcast and curse and everything doesn't have to be like I am perfect and cookie cutter and I don't drink and smoke and I don't say bad words because I have to like look a certain way because I'm a social worker. Like you're still a human being.
Yep.
And so it kind of like frustrates me sometimes when people are like, and on my personal page, I drink. I'm like, you're an adult. You can have a cocktail.
Yeah.
So yeah, so just being me
Mm-hmm.
is part of my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Being me and letting people know that they can be themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can all work on some things and like grow in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
But like just be an amazing person.
Yeah. What would you say to someone
Mhm,
who is struggling
mhm,
at this point in their lives to
mhm.
identify what their purpose is and is feeling a bit stuck?
Yeah. I like to work backwards. Like when you think of like how you want your life to be, how you want to wake up, how you want to feel, where do you want to wake up? Um, Throughout the day, what do you want to feel? Like
Mhm.
what do you want the structure of your week to look like? Who are the people around you? And then work backwards. What are the things that you're really interested in? I think it's sad that like we grow up in a world that like they ask 5-year-olds, "What do you want to be when you grow up?"
Yeah,
They don't know all the damn professions.
that's right.
We don't know all the
That's
professions. You know
right.
what I'm saying? So like, sometimes the world boxes us into this, like, you can do these 5 careers,
Mhm.
and anything outside of that is
Yeah.
like, ooh, taboo or whatever. So really giving people the opportunity to explore what they like and what they want to engage in and how they want to feel in that thing.
Mhm.
And also knowing if you decide that doesn't give me that same feeling anymore, I can step away from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, personally, I don't want to go back to school for anything. Like, shout out to my friends who are like, I'm about to go back to school. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool, cool, cool. Not me. Um, but they're going to do amazing things because they're going to go back to school for it. But like saying like, how can I use the skills that I have to pivot? Or
Mhm.
like, are there new skills that I want to learn? And does that look like getting a degree? Does that look like taking some classes, some workshops, whatever? And again, just being like really in tune with yourself. I think knowing yourself is important in that because then it's harder to sway you
Yeah.
because you're so sure with yourself that you're like, nah, 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 nah. I want to be a pizza delivery guy. Like,
Exactly.
I know that. I like pizza. I like driving. I like tips.
I like driving is wild, bro. I like pizza, I like driving, and I like tips. That's crazy.
Like, I'm gonna
But
be a
shout
pizza
out to
delivery. But
delivery guys.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
remember that was a job. Now it's just Uber Eats or whatever,
It's just Uber
or
Eats.
DoorDash. Yeah,
But
but
there was
like,
people that they only delivered pizza. Like he worked for
yes,
the pizzeria and he brought the pizzas. That's what he did. That's he had
yes,
a little
that was
thing.
his job.
It was his job. Just pizza.
Yeah,
Just pizza.
yes. So I think, yeah, like being so I think the steps would be like really being sure of like who you are, what you like, how you want to feel, and then work your way backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
what are the things that make me feel like that? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's sad when people are like, "Oh, well, I really like cooking, but I'm an accountant and I hate numbers." Like,
So
well,
why are you doing this work? Yeah.
and I'll say this too. I also get people doing things because they have to make money and they
That's
feel
right.
like this is the way to make money, so this is what I'm gonna stick in. I just want us to be able to enjoy more of our lives. Because again, I think we talked about this on our last episode. It's like if you got 30, 40 more years, what do you want those 30, 40 more years? If you got 20 more years,
Yeah.
what do you want those next 20 to be? If you got 30 more days, what you want that to look like and feel like? I think we really have to give ourselves that.
Yeah.
We owe it to ourselves.
But it's true. I think that so many of the times when I'm having these conversations with people who aren't necessarily living in their, or, aren't doing things every day that they feel is the most aligned with their purpose, it
Mhm.
really does come down to, what's going to pay the bills, what's going
Yeah.
to allow me to have a certain lifestyle, because that's a thing too,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I think ultimately, something that I'm constantly telling myself is like everyone's journey is different and you cannot impose your way of living and your way of thinking on someone else. I
That's
hear
my
that.
constant reminder. It's
Yeah.
like, Joy, just
Yeah.
because you think it's a bad idea or just because you don't like it or you don't think that that's happiness does not mean that that's that person.
That's right.
So,
That's
and it's
right.
hard, especially when it's somebody you care about and you like,
Yeah.
I just think that's a bad decision and this is what you should do. You can't do that for people, but I know I
Yeah.
struggle because I
Yeah.
want to be like, can I just take on your life and then make decisions for you? Because I'm gonna make better decisions. Okay,
Yeah.
this is what you're gonna do first.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think like that's definitely the hard part for me is like watching people have that experience and not have any outlets and like kind of go through the motions of each day, not really taking even the time out, even if you're going to continue to do that,
Right.
thing every day, carving out some space to do things that you love and that you feel passionate about and that make you feel alive, because that's real too. Maybe you just like to knit little hats for cats. That's fine. Make sure you're doing that when you're done with work, like
Yes.
make
Yes.
sure that you're carving out time to do that thing that makes
Yes.
you feel alive,
Because
so
your purpose doesn't have to turn into your full time work.
no.
It can be something but you got to do it. I think. I think you do yourself a disservice, and I feel like my pastor's talked about this before. Like because you think that gift is like something you can misuse, but like
Mhm.
you're doing yourself like you're doing yourself and God a disservice by saying like I'm really skilled at this thing. I'm just not gonna ever use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody else could have had that or not, but you have it. Use it,
Yeah. And if it's
or
a
you like it. Do it.
do it. Try it.
Try
What's
it.
the worst
Right.
that can happen?
Try it.
You know?
Yes.
Look
Yes.
at
Yes.
us
Yes.
being
Yes.
courageous.
Yes.
Mhm.
Exactly. I mean, and even in like with podcasting, but even like in business, even with work, like we both have had a lot of like moments at work where we've been like, all right, well, what am I about to do next? Because
Yeah.
this isn't doing the thing that it was supposed to be doing. Or
Hmm.
even like in relationships. I mean, you just sometimes you gotta bet on yourself
Yeah. I always say to
all the
myself when I'm stuck, I'm the sure bet in this equation.
time.
And even if the shit fail, I'm gonna crawl my ass out of it
Hmm.
and dust myself off and keep going. Because
Hmm.
at the end of the day, if I can't bet on myself, then what are we actually doing here? So
Right, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I think that we've also been. I think it's a good idea to also talk a little bit about what may be coming next.
Okay.
We are in this space of reflection, but also looking ahead because we got a lot of ideas and, a
Mhm,
lot of new things and courageous things that we want to try and
mhm.
conversations we want to have.
Yes.
So just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about like what those things may be, what they may look like, what folks can expect.
Yes. So we know that you love hanging out with us and talking to us, but we are going to start having conversations with other folks we know, be it our friends, our family, folks that we just have connected with on social media, and we want to get to know more, who want to get to know more about us. So I'm excited about guests.
I'm very excited about,
Guest scheduling has always not been my favorite thing,
oh, yeah,
but having conversations with people, especially if you already like kind of know how, like some of the people we've been talking about, I'm like, oh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna
yeah,
be good.
yeah,
They're gonna be nice and spicy.
yeah,
Or
yeah,
it's gonna be controversial because we don't agree on the thing, and then and maybe controversial is not the best word to use, but it's gonna be a discussion because you know
yeah.
what I say because I feel like sometimes people are afraid to say the things because
Mhm.
one of our potential guests I was having a conversation with, and they were like. Well, I wouldn't say this, but and I said you should
First
absolutely
year.
say that. And if
Mhm,
you don't say it, I'm gonna say it because
mhm.
it's a thing. It's a conversation that I think people could be having. And if we said some of the things out loud,
Yep,
what could it do?
yep.
What kind of like, again, curses could it break? What kind of generational changes could you make? It's,
Mhm.
we got to sometimes stop trying to tiptoe around
Yeah,
situations and just be direct
yeah.
and honest.
I look forward to having some guests on that we can have some good banter with. I mean, you and I banter well, and we often disagree or
Uh
see
huh.
things differently.
Uh
But
huh.
it'd be nice to have some even newer perspectives come on and
Hmm.
share what their experiences have been and
Yeah.
disagree with us and push our thinking. So I think that's going to be really, really exciting. I'm looking forward.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We just got to figure out the planning for all of this, but
Yes.
we'll get it. We'll
Yes.
get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I know we had kind of talked about, and now I'm like, I don't remember what the conversation was. So we're gonna just have the conversation live on this.
All right. Well.
Now, are we taking a pause until we come back and record with some new stuff?
Yes, so we're going
Okay.
to take a little bit of a pause. Excuse me. A few
I was like,
weeks.
were you about to cry? Not on this. I know. Never. You got your triangle, like
My
Candace.
triangle, like Candace. Oh, also congratulations to Candace. She's having a little
Is
baby.
she?
Yes,
Ashanti announced her baby too.
yes. I'm
Oh
so
my
excited for
god.
them. I'm really, really excited.
I hope having a baby makes Candace a nicer person.
I hope so, because
Mm, she's a little not
she's
nice.
a little something. She's
Not nice.
something.
Yes.
But anyway,
No, that's
congrats to
good.
Candace or whatever.
Yes. Candace and
And
Ashanti. I feel
Ashanti.
like somebody else announced. It's a lot of pregnancy announcements.
A
All
lot.
little babies. I said, oh, okay, we back to like that 2021 when everybody was having a
Mhm.
baby. Okay,
Yep.
ready.
So what were we talking about?
We're
Yes.
taking a pause. We're taking a
Taking a
pause.
pause. Yeah, we're
Okay.
gonna take a few weeks off
Mhm.
while we coordinate and record some
Mhm.
episodes with guests and get all of our ducks in a row.
Mhm.
And then we're gonna come back. You stay tuned to our social media channel because
Yes.
that's where we're going to keep everyone
So
informed.
like spring, summer, September.
Spring, summer, September. All right, She by Sheree. Joggers.
That bitch got the nerve to charge $140
In
for
whose world
leggings.
for terrible designs?
Sheree, girl.
Where's Dwight when you need him?
Because I saw it and I was like, this can't be the real prices. And I went on the website. I said,
I can't believe that the
now
design
Sheree,
is what it is. Like, who's
who's wearing that?
wearing it?
And
Who's wearing
Sheree is a fashionable girl.
Yeah, but you could tell that this is literally a money grab. And I want to meet a dummy who went out there and bought that crap.
If you watch She by Sheree, send us a picture in
If
it.
you want some from She by Sheree, go ahead and leave us a comment so we could roast you.
Unless it was the T-shirt that said "Who gonna check me, boo?" But even that was like $40, and I was like, "Sheree, you're wilding.
No,
You're wilding."
Wallin. Go ahead and let us know if you bought something from She by Sheree. And even better if you take a picture and put it on our social media, put it in the comment section on our Instagram page of you wearing She by Sheree.
We'll give you a prize.
It's gonna be more She by Sheree. Nope, because we're not gonna spend
Be a Target gift card. Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, so we'll be back.
We'll be back.
Summer. We'll be back in the summer.
Yeah,
Right.
in the summer.
Fall.
We're gonna put together some really, really
Summer,
good
September.
episodes.
Yes.
And you guys are gonna love them.
Our sound will be better.
The sound is gonna be so good, y'all. So
I know that. Thank you for your patience. We have really struggled with finding. It's not finding. It I'll take. I was being cheap, and I said, "We don't need this thing. We don't need this thing. We needed the thing. The thing was the thing that was fucking up the sound. Okay, so we're gonna get the thing. We're gonna have other. This might also be an option that we use so that the sound is better, and at the times that we cannot travel, or flights are expensive, we'll just be virtual, and it's okay. It's okay.
that's okay.
But yes, thank you for bearing with us with the sound. We did not want to throw out those episodes.
No, because the content was so good.
Yeah, so it was like, sorry, just you be all right.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe one day we'll like re-edit them and send them out.
Yeah.
That's later down the road. But I mean, the content was given, the visuals was given because we were cute.
That cute. I was like, we are very beautiful. Oh my God.
So again, just bear with us. We said from the beginning, this is something that we're learning and growing as we go. And so just bear with us. But thank you. There have been so much really, really good feedback and love that we've gotten. And
we're so grateful.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Anything else? I'm like, any update? Oh, well, I guess the next time they see us, I'll be 40?
Well, we don't know because we didn't decide yet.
We don't know. You're right.
So
we don't know what season we're coming back.
But we'll be back. Won't be very long. I'll say that.
No.
Give us a minute to get these episodes together.
Yes.
Meantime, though, stay connected to us via our Instagram page and all of that.
We'll always rewatch an episode. Have a watch party with your girlfriend or guy friend.
Yep. Look out for maybe we'll hop on a live or something like that, and interact with people that way. But we'll definitely be back very soon.
Yes. Thank you. So I guess this is the end of season 1.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yay! Congratulations!
Congratulations, friend.
Congratulations! Aw, couldn't imagine anyone to do this with. Better to do
We
this
did
with.
it, Joe. Joy.
Guys, thank you again for listening. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this podcast. Again, you think somebody is like would be interested, have them listen. And subscribe, like for real, subscribe. Like when you go and watch the video on YouTube, if you haven't subscribed, click subscribe. And if you haven't, and just like it. You can like it before you even watch the whole thing. And if you didn't like some of the old ones, go back and like those too.
What she said. Make sure you do all of that, please. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.
And like,
If you aren't following us, go ahead and follow us on Instagram. Joy's doing an amazing job managing our Instagram page.
thank you. If you emailed us though, sorry, I'm working on that.
We gonna get it. We gonna
Forgot
get
about that one.
it. Anywho, thank you guys so much. It's been a beautiful season 1. We
Yes.
appreciate all the love, all the feedback, all the support. And stay tuned for what we have coming next.
Yes, thank you, and
remember to live a courageous and authentic life. Bye-bye.
bye.